77 WABC.
This show is paid for by TM Radio Entertainment. The views expressed by the following program are those of the sponsor and are not necessarily the opinions of 77 WABC or Cumulus Media.
Don't feel like going home, but all my cash is gone. Yeah, I got nothing to do tonight.
Right now, it's time for Tom Maoli's Go Big or Go Home show. Tom Maoli's Go Big or Go Home show will explain how you can start a business, grow your business, fund your idea, or the next multi-million-dollar invention, or how to buy that piece of real estate you've always wanted. Now's your chance to hear it live, right from the serial entrepreneur. It's Tom Maoli's Go Big or Go Home show. Here's Tom Maoli.
Go big or go.
Thank you for tuning in to the premiere show of Go Big or Go Home. I'm here with my good friend Barry Farber, business genius. If you like Shark Tank, you're going to love this, where you can call in to me and get advice on buying a business, buying and selling real estate, personal or investment, starting your own company, investing in stocks and bonds, classic cars or art, or building wealth, or evaluating your lifestyle. Tired of the day-to-day grind? Tired of working for corporate America? Want to get out of debt or build wealth? Hi, my name is Tom Maoli. How many have dreamed to be successful? How many have the desire to be wealthy? How many people know how to get it done? The difference is dreamers wish and people with desire accomplish it and get it done. I am a serial entrepreneur, and I'm here to help you get it done. An entrepreneur is a person who organizes and operates businesses taking on greater than normal risks in order to do so. Someone who identifies opportunities, evaluates them for their viability, decides to exploit them when others do not. And in turn, entrepreneurs use these opportunities to develop new products, services, launch new firms, even create industries, and most of all, create wealth. Entrepreneurs are leaders taking risk and advantage of market opportunities by planning, organizing, and deploying resources and ideas. An entrepreneur is focused on building financial security by putting it on the line and taking the risks in the name of what they believe in their gut. A great idea, spending their time and capital on an uncertain venture. Entrepreneurs don't believe that they're taking risk, or because they believe and they perceive that the level of uncertainty is totally not there. They actually believe in what they're doing. Are you sure you're ready for this? Again, you love Shark Tank, you're going to love this. Want to know how to get it done? The lines are open. It's 1-800-848-WABC. That's 1-800-848-9222. And if you can't get through, you can go directly to my website. That's www.tommaoli.net and submit your questions. That's www.tommaoli.net and submit your questions.
Great to be here with you.
Yeah.
You know, Tom, you are a entrepreneur's entrepreneur. And just thinking about all the things you can answer from all your experience, the first thing I thought about is to even just share right away with the listeners, what are two things somebody out of college just going to work could use to benefit themselves in life?
Well, you know, I tell everybody, I said, you know, it's pretty simple, is that you got to be known. You have to get out there, and if you're not going to sell yourself, then who's going to sell you? When you're working for a company, or you start a job, or you start a business, let people know who you are. You got to sing it from the top of the mountain. You know, if you're starting in a corporation and the job starts at 9 o'clock, get in at 8:30. When the boss walks in, when your supervisor walks in, you're there. He's going to see you're there. He's going to see you care. When the bell rings and it's time to go home at 5 o'clock, don't leave. Stay there. Stay there till 5:30. Walk into the boss's office before you leave. Walk into your supervisor's office. Knock on the door and say, hey, I'm about to leave. Is there anything I could do for you? There's going to come a day when something's going to go off in that person's head, and they're going to say, I'm going to go to that person. I'm going to go to that guy, that woman, that person who's put that extra time and effort in because they care. They want to be there.
Right.
You know,
work ethic.
Yeah, and it's interesting, you know, because we talk about entrepreneurs, and most people think about, you know, what they want to do with their life and how they're going to build wealth and get out of the position they're in. You know, there's a lot of people that are in corporate America. They're stuck in cubicles every day. They sit there and they dream about how they're going to do it, and how do I get out of here, and how do I go buy real estate, and how do I invest in real estate? I want to start my own business. You know, you got to start from the top, and you have to look at the entrepreneurs that are out there. And you know, when you sit there and you say, I can't do this, that's a bad start. You got to think positive. You got to be able to do it. You got to put it in your head that you can do it. You know, I'm going to give you couple examples here. You know, of people who are entrepreneurs and have succeeded from nothing. You know, a guy by the name of Steve Jobs, right, started a company called Apple Computer in 1976. Following a long power struggle, Jobs was forced out of Apple. He was out of the company. In 1997, Apple merged with NEXT. Within a few months of the merger, Jobs became CEO of his company again. Reviving Apple, and people are not going to believe when I say this, reviving Apple on the verge of bankruptcy. Apple was on the verge of bankruptcy. Today, Apple's the world's most valuable company, worth over $800 billion. Crazy. Absolutely amazing, right? It's unbelievable. So here's a guy who did it from nothing. Another example, Fred Smith, founder of another small company, Federal Express. While attending Yale, Fred Smith wrote a paper for his economics class outlining an overnight delivery system in the age of computer technology. And guess what? He received a D. He received a D. He basically failed. Yeah. And then he started the company out of college. In his early days of Federal Express, Smith had to go to great lengths to keep his company afloat. In one instance, in the first 26 months, he racked up $29 million in losses, and investors grounded his aircraft and would not fund the company's payroll. Didn't know what to do. Basically was perceived to be a failure of an idea. Fred took the company's last $5,000 in cash, and what do you think he did?
I can't even believe what he did.
Got on a plane and went to Las Vegas. Yeah. Played blackjack, won enough money to cover payroll, kept the company alive, and now Federal Express ships more than 10.2 million packages daily in 220 countries around the world and is valued at $62 billion. It's
crazy.
It's amazing. Yep. Exactly. So I want to remind the listeners, if you love Shark Tank, you're going to love this. This is only the beginning. It airs every Sunday night. Down the road, starting next week, we're going to have a power pitch. The last half hour of the show, we're going to have a power pitch. You can call in and pitch your ideas. So again, if you love Shark Tank, you're going to love this. And if you want to know how to get it done, the lines are open. You can call in now. It's 800-848-WABC or 800-848-9222. And if you can't get through because the lines are starting to back up already, you can hit the website. It's Tom Maoli, www.tommaoli.net, and submit your questions.
You know, Tom, if people just got to call up and ask you. You do it. You live it. You know, with your auto company, with your real estate, with all your businesses, what you've done. If they see on your website and see the kind of experience you have, they're going to want to pick your brain. You know, it's like free advice here. You can call in and get your information from you firsthand.
Yeah, well, listen, my goal is to help people get out of build financial security, build wealth, figure out a way that they can get out of the position they're in, whether they're solvent, whether they're in debt, whether they have money, they don't know where to invest it. They put it in the stock market. They're afraid the stock market goes up and down. You know, they want to start their own company. They want to build something for the future. You know, no one wants to work forever. They want to build a retirement fund. You know, how do you get there? How do you do it? And, you know, a lot of people, they have the ideas in their head and they think about them, but it's about execution. You know, there's a lot of people out there that'll pick up a guitar and write a song in their bedroom. But the question is, how do you get it out there and how do you execute it? How do you make it make money?
Yep.
Yeah.
Fear blocks more people.
Fear does block. Absolutely, fear blocks people. And my story's a little different than Steve Jobs and Federal Express. I started when I started, no one knew what the word entrepreneur meant. It wasn't even a word. From the young age of a young boy, I always knew that I wanted to start my own company and run my own business. I wanted to be successful, and I wanted to create wealth. And clearly, I was an entrepreneur, but I had no idea there was no such person like me. There was no word. Today these guys are superstars. They're rock stars. They're, you look at the Steve Jobs of the world and the Bill Gates. They're rock stars. They're like professional athletes. They're like Odell Beckhams.
Yep.
Yeah.
We got calls coming in. I want people to hear the rest of your background. We're going to take a break, right? We're going to come back with that.
Go big or go. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Go big or go home.
Hi, we're back. This is Tom Maoli. Want to know how to get it done? Call 1-800-848-WABC or 800-848-9222. If you can't get through, feel free to go to my website, www.tommaoli, that's TOMMAOLI.net, and submit your questions. We're here. We have a first caller.
Hey, Tom, how you doing? Am I through?
You're in.
I'm in. I'm James from Brooklyn, and, you said something before the break that really kind of resonated with me. It had to do with entrepreneurship. So I'm working a comfortable job, corporate America, about 35 years old, young man, and doing well, right? But I'm not tied down in the way of, say, kids or, a wife yet. And I'm kind of looking to take my life to the next level, right? But I'm a little bit nervous and a little bit hesitant to take that jump. Now, what kind of advice can you give someone who's looking to really elevate their career from an 8 to 6, 9 to 5 kind of job, take it to the next level, who know that they have the skills necessary to maybe own their own business or go into business for themselves? Is it a passion play? Is it dedication play? Is it discipline? I mean, what is it?
Well, listen, I'm going to start with this because I'm a real firm believer in motivation. Number one, you got to be motivated, and I live my life by a gentleman named Vince Lombardi. And, Vince says winning is not a sometime thing. It's an all-the-time thing. You don't do things right once. You do them right all the time. And unless a person believes in himself and makes a total commitment to his career and puts everything he has into it, his mind, body, his soul, and his heart, what's his life worth to him? So with that being said, I don't know what you're scared of. What I'm trying to say is you really shouldn't be scared. You need to flick the switch in the brain and change the thought process. This is not a risk; it's an opportunity. You're in the prime of your life. You're starting your career. You're building. You know your business clearly. It sounds like you know what you're doing. I don't know what you do for a living or what corporation you work for, but it sounds clearly like you know what you're doing. You have to look to the next level and say, how do I get there? And whether it's climbing the ladder within that company, whether it's looking outside and trying to find another opportunity in another company, or whether it's, hey, I'm going to go start my own company. And, I know it's going to sound crazy, but maybe I'm going to try and sell my services back to the company I'm working for, and I'm going to I'm going to consult for them. So they're going to hire you because they're clearly using your services today, right? Inside, you're an employee, and it's hard to look at it like that. You just feel like you're an employee, you're sitting in a cubicle, but they're using your services today. You're really a vendor. They need you, right? They need your services. They need your knowledge. They need your expertise. So
they do, and that's a good point. And my question to you is also, on the other hand, if I'm looking to fund an idea, if I'm looking to fund something, and I can necessarily go to the bank, like what options do I have out there? Who do I pitch? Who do I talk to?
Well, listen, there's a lot of opportunities out there today. Like I said earlier, there's people watch TV and they watch Shark Tank, right? It's exciting. It's a great show. It's amazing. It's because it gives them the opportunity and the dream that they can go out there and take an idea that they came up with and have, people that have money fund this, but that's television. That's just one piece of it. That's out there all day long. There are people that invest in companies. There's private equity groups. There's venture capital funds, but, for what you're talking about, it's a lot simpler. I would look to something like maybe a home equity on your house. If you have a house and you have equity in it, you may want to take a home equity line and start using the equity in your home to start your company and your business so that you can go out and get to the next level. Clearly, remember, you're doing this today for a paycheck and you're working for one company, but if you can create this business model that allows you to be able to create these services, which clearly you're successful at, you can take that and you can sell it to 3 companies, 5 companies, 10 companies, and then the income becomes exponential. You'll pay off that home equity line so fast you won't know what happened, and and then you're off to the races.
Talk about belief too, Tom. Talk about the passion, and you have to know what you're talking about, learning your craft and having the value behind it. Because when people start out, they get knocked down many times, and there's people that might tell them that you're crazy, you shouldn't be doing this. And talk about confidence. How do you build that? You did that.
Well, listen, confidence comes from within. You have to be a confident person to begin with. You have to believe that you can achieve it. You have to get up every morning, and you have to persevere. And it's interesting because I was watching. I was heading back from Los Angeles last weekend, and I was on the plane and I was airplane, and I was watching a movie with Ray Kroc, who was one of the founders of McDonald's. And I think the movie is called Founder. And the end of the movie, he says it's all about one thing: desire. And it was an amazing ending. It's about desire. If you have that desire, you can achieve it. And it's not just desire because you're sitting in a cubicle or you're sitting at home and you have that desire, but you can't get it done. It's desire every day. You have to want it. You have to get up today and think about how you're going to get it done, and try and get it funded. Try and launch whatever you want to launch. Try and work for a different company. Escalate yourself within the company you're in. One of the above. But you got to have that desire, and you have to take that leap of faith, and you have to have enough confidence in yourself to take that leap. But that's what the whole show is about. The whole show is about me helping people get it done, because most people, 99.9% of the people that are out there today have the idea. They know what they actually know what they have to do. They see it, but they don't know how to get it done.
The steps to take.
Exactly. And it's all about desire. It's all about passion, and it's all about taking that step and that risk. And I think it's a reprogramming of the brain. If you look at it as a risk, you're going to sit in fear your entire life. And years are going to pass, and you're never going to accomplish anything. It's not a risk; it's an opportunity.
James, you still on?
Yep.
Next call.
Yep. James, thanks for calling in, and we got to take the next call.
Hello,
John.
Yes, hi. How are you?
How you doing, John from Yonkers?
I'm good, thank you. Congratulations on your show. Here's the thing. I went to the Service Corps of Retired Executives, and I don't want to blow a bugle and tell people not to go there, but I want to tell you my experience. May I? I'll do it.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, that's why I'm here.
All right, real good. Okay, so I go to the one in Westchester in White Plains.
Yep.
I'm not going to name names, but they, make an appointment. You go down and see them. I had a contrarian idea. I still have it. I harbor it. I still want to do it and probably will.
Okay.
I go to them. What they want to do is they want to put you together with people who have money.
Right.
They were so discouraging. I had a contrarian idea, which is a publishing business, not a printing business, a publishing business that would sell advertising in a certain way that would appeal to smaller businesses. And I laid the thing out. I'm 72 years old. I'm still active. I'm still vital.
That's wonderful. Listen. That's what keeps you alive. Keep active. Keep going.
My wife tells me she keeps me alive, but that's it. So anyway, so I explained the whole thing. Okay, I had the logos. I had the artwork. Everything was ready to go. And the guy says to me, "How many people have you asked if they would buy this service?" And he probably thought I didn't. I said 102, and he said, "Well, maybe you should speak to more of them." Well, Well, I left there. I crawled out of there.
Right.
Okay. And he said printers are going out of business, newspapers are cutting circulation, weeklies are closing, dailies are closing, on and on and on. And I said, I want to shoot myself.
Well, listen, I think shoot yourself is clearly not the right thing to do. But think about the process and where you want to go. Clearly, take his question as constructive criticism. But at the end of the day, I got to tell you, I think, listen, printing businesses are going out of business, but that doesn't mean anything. There's still a need for it. There's still a need for local advertisers, the way I see it. I think you're onto something. I think that, years ago when I started my first company, I found it very interesting because people said to me, how is it possible you're in the courier business or the transportation business when you go into the phone book, there's millions of these guys. How do you make any money? And I said, that's because there's that much business. Well, when an industry's shrinking, it's the opposite. There's less and less of those people, so there's more and more of a demand because you can't find those people. You can't find those people to do what you want to do. And I think you got to flick the switch in your brain and look at it. It's an opportunity. It's not a risk. When somebody tells me that, that I'm on the wrong track, I know I'm on the right track. So I got to tell you, John, I think it's a great idea. I'm going to give you a high five, and I think you got to go with it.
Will you have someone contact me? I'd like to talk further when, off the air.
Absolutely. If you want to hit my website, it's www.tommaoli.net. And you could submit your information, and we have your information.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We have your information now, and somebody will definitely be in touch with you to help you out further with that.
And one thing I wanted to say: don't let the lack of supply of labor stop you. That's where I'm involved right now. I've explained this to young people. I spend 20 minutes, and they turn around and say, "Well, now, what is this all about?"
Say that again, John.
I have interviewed young people who are looking for work.
Correct.
And I've explained to them as best I can, as concisely and pungently as I can, how they're going to make money. And sometimes I spend 10, 15, 20 minutes with them, and they come back and say, so what is this all about?
Well, John, listen, I'm going to, that's a winner phrase. That is a winner, because I'm going to tell you something right now. Anybody who tells you they can't get a job, I don't believe them. I don't believe they tried hard enough. There are jobs out there. There are employers that need good quality workers. At the end of the day, they're not interested in putting the time in to get the job. So how good are they going to do on the job? It's all about desire, John. I think you're right on the money. I think these young kids coming out of college need to take your advice, and I think it's a winner. You got a winner.
Thank you. We'll talk to you. Take care.
Great. Gotcha. John, thanks for calling, and we're going to take a break here, and we'll be back with some more callers.
Go big or go. Go big or go home. Go big or go home.
We're back. It's Tom Maoli, and again, want to know how to get it done? Call in. Lines are open. It's 800-848-9222, 800-848-WABC. Again, I'm here with my friend and business genius, Barry Farber. And, Barry, I know you're a big Vince Lombardi fan. And, in the last call, I started talking about Vince Lombardi. The guy's
Tom,
amazing.
you know what? The calls are backing up. We just have to get to the calls. That's what's crazy, because they want to hear from you. They want to ask you questions. Let's go to the calls.
Okay, we'll go to Mark from Floral Park. How you doing, Mark?
Tom, great. Your show is awesome. Just listening to it for the first time on the way back from the Giant game, it's a lot better than watching the Giants lose.
Excellent.
So riding back from the game, I'm in the car with my son Brett, who's looking towards starting his career in college, interested in entrepreneurship. What advice, course, direction do you have for young people?
Well, listen, the first advice I'd have is finish college, right? That's the first advice. But the second advice is pick a path, find where you want to go, focus on it, and shoot for it. When you're in college, you have such an opportunity. You're coming out, get some experience, find out what you want to do, what's in your gut, what you love, and then go for it. There should be nothing holding you back coming out of college. It's like a horse out of a gate. So my advice is head down, blinders on, obviously don't be distracted, and go for it.
Thanks a lot, Tom.
That's a good question. Also, internships.
Thanks for calling.
Do some work on the side. Do some work during the summer. Get involved in something you're passionate about, where somebody gives you a chance to apply it to a real world.
Absolutely. Listen, internships are very important, especially for kids coming out of college. You got to get an internship. You got to learn. You have to learn. Get involved in the industry that you love. Learn, and then learn where you want to go with it, and how you grow it, and then then how do you make a business out of it? How do you whether it's real estate, whether it's business, doesn't matter what it is, whether it's stock market investing, you got to learn how you make money with it, and how you become successful with it. Back to the whole Vince Lombardi,
right.
who I love Vince Lombardi, and he said, once you learn to quit, it becomes a habit. Mm-hmm. Quitting is a habit. So is winning. Winning's a habit. And, once you've established the goals that you want and the price you're willing to pay, then you can ignore the minor hurts. Listen, there's going to be failures along the way. People are going to fail. You're going to fail. It's not always, peaches and cream and roses. It's going to happen, but they're minor hurts and they're temporary. Obstacles are what you see when you take your eyes off the goal.
I love that.
Yeah.
What are some of the traits of entrepreneurs that you're passionate about, that you feel are critical?
Well, listen, there's and it was a very, very, famous guy. There was a book actually out. It was 27 traits of successful people. And, it's pretty amazing throughout my, 35-year career as being an entrepreneur, building and selling companies, buying and selling real estate. It's pretty amazing that most people have those traits. They're successful people are positive. They don't let negative events alter their ego. They see the glass as half full, not half empty. They take every opportunity they can. They're not afraid of doing something new. They take everything like a challenge, and they figure out a way to better themselves. They learn from it. Mm-hmm. Listen, we all make mistakes. Things don't always go perfect, but we learn from them. Successful people don't say no. Of course, they can't say yes to everything, but instead of saying no, they just explained their answer instead of finding excuses. And they never criticize others. They never complain. They offer their help for free. Successful people love to help. Listen, it's one of the reasons I'm here. Successful people love to help other people be successful. Yep. They love to give their advice. They love to talk about their story and help other people become successful. They smile. Smile is very important. It's interesting. You walk into a company, you're trying to sell them something. You walk into a new job. You're working in a company. If you come in with a bad face on every day and you're miserable, nobody wants to talk to you. Nobody wants to do business with you. Nobody wants to deal with you. People love happy people.
Attitude is everything.
It's everything.
Yep,
it's
everything.
Contagious. Mm-hmm. Happy people are contagious. They change your day around if you're having a bad day. So smiling is so important. It's just amazing. And they offer solutions. Successful people are problem solvers. When something doesn't work, they sit down and they try and figure out a solution. They don't complain about it. They don't drive home and have road rage. They're on a mission to figure out how to create a solution. How do you fix this problem? And interestingly, because we started to show like this, Baron, you mentioned about what could you do differently, and I said, you got to get in there early, show the boss that you're doing the job and and that you care, mm-hmm. and before you leave, knock on his door and say, hey, I'm leaving. Is there anything I can do for you today? And that'll stand out.
Right, 5:30, 6 o'clock at night, you're doing that. Exactly.
But, it's interesting because one of those 27 traits of successful people is they give more than is what's expected. Yeah. The successful people know and give more than what's expected than other people because they want to be remembered. It's just in their DNA. They want to do more. They want to show that they can do more. They want somebody to recognize them.
Right.
And they're genuinely interested in other people.
You said something about helping people. They like to help people. What was it? The William Danforth, the founder of Ralston Purina, said, catch a passion for helping others others and a richer life comes back to you. That's what you're talking about. That's what you do every
That's
day.
exactly what it is. That is the crux of the show. It's basically helping other people and people that need advice. They're sitting out there again in corporate America. They're sitting in a cubicle. They're sitting home. They want to build wealth. They want to create a vehicle for retirement, and they can't figure out how to do it. They just don't know how to do it. They have the ideas in their head. They'd love to start a business. They'd love to buy a piece of investment real estate. But they don't know how to do it.
What's your advice for somebody who wants to buy a piece of real estate, has some cash available, they want to look and invest in real estate? What would you tell them?
Well, listen, I think you have to understand. You got to do a little reading on real estate, investment in real estate. You have to understand the market and where it's at. I got started very young in investment real estate. I started buying, 2-family and 4-family houses and fixing them up, renting them and turning them around. And, when you fix them up and you can put some money into them and you can turn them around, you can raise the rents. It creates more value, and you can either refinance them, take your money out. You could sell them. There's all kinds of avenues. We could talk for hours, and hours on investments of real estate because it's one of the things that I do. I've had a real estate investment company for the last 30 years, and I love it. I love real estate. I think it's a great wealth building tool. There's tax advantages that are out there for real estate depreciation and tax advantages, and clearly it is one of America's greatest inflation hedges in the history of America. So I believe in investing in real estate, and again, I'd love to give advice on that.
Three key things in real estate, you think? 3 key points to look for. Obviously, you know the marketplace you're talking about, but what are 3 key things to look for?
Well, listen.
What did you do?
The old adage in real estate is location, location, and location, right? It's about the location, but it's also about the product. The right product has to be in the right location. You can't have a retail store in the middle of a residential area. It's access to transportation. It's access to to highways. It's access to labor, where the labor is, right? And then it's also it's about the demographics of where you're buying the real estate. Are the demographics good, or what is are they wealthy people? Are they working people? There's all different demographics in real estate, and that's going to go into how high you can get your rents and where you can move your rents to, and that. The rent cash flows create value. And when you create that value, that's how you can either sell it for more money than you bought it for, or you can refinance it out, take your money, and buy more real estate.
Everybody has products. They have this new idea, $1 billion product they're going to go sell. What's your advice for these people of how do they get money? How do they get, what would you...
So, again, lines are open. It's 1-800-848-9222. 1-800-848-WABC. We're going to take Maria from the Bronx. We're going to get Maria from the Bronx right after our break.
Go big or go. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Go big or go home. Go big or go home.
Welcome back to Go Big or Go Home. This is Tom Maoli, serial entrepreneur. We're going to take the next call from Maria in the Bronx.
Hello.
Hi, Maria.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. So I just wanted to know, I'm a woman in the workplace motivated to own my own business, and I just feel like businessmen don't take me seriously. Do you have any advice on what I can do to change?
Well, listen, it's. I think you're. Again, I think you need to flick the switch in the brain. I think it's about a thought process. You got to think positive. I think it's. You have to look at it instead of a challenge. It's an opportunity. I think you're actually better positioned than a man. I understand how you feel that men don't take you seriously, but I think you got to get out there. You have to show them that you can do it. And once they take you seriously, then they're going to feel like they're left in the dust, and they're going to all come running and want to join and get on the bandwagon of whatever you're trying to create. I don't know what business you're trying to create or what you're trying to do, but what is it? You want to tell me? You want to pitch it to me?
No, I'm just curious, just in general, how I should change the attitude of feeling how I am against the businessmen in the competition.
Yeah, well, listen, I think again, you got to flick the switch in the brain. You have to look at it as an opportunity. I clearly think you're in a better position than you think you are. I think you're in a power position, because I think once you start whatever it is that you want to start, and wherever you want to go, you're going to have, the men are going to come around and they're going to say, why didn't I believe in this? Why didn't I get on board? Why didn't I invest in this? It's a brilliant idea. In today's world, women are very powerful. If you look at Entrepreneurial Magazine, which I was just written up in, coming out next month, it's amazing how powerful women are in the business place today, and the successful women that are running companies. Look at a woman like Meg Whitman, who's ran eBay. I mean, it's amazing. You're in a better spot than you think. I think you just got to flick the switch in the brain, and you just got to think a little differently, because you can accomplish it, and you can get done what you want to get done.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm hearing your show for the first time tonight, and I think it's great. Well,
I appreciate the call, and lines are open, and you can call anytime, and tell all your friends about it, because we want to make a lot of wealthy people, and that's what the show is about.
Absolutely. Appreciate it.
Excellent. The lines are open. It's 1-800-848-WABC or 1-800-848-9222. If you can't get through, you can get through anytime during the week. It doesn't matter. It doesn't have to be during the show. You can hit the website. It's tommaoli.net, TOMMAOLI.net. You can hit it anytime. I'll answer your questions. I take a look at every question that comes through, and we'll get them answered. So don't feel free to hit it. Back Barry, we were talking about Vince Lombardi, and I always say, these are my quotes, but I always say, go with your gut, take the leap of faith that your gut tells you. That is 1,000% right. You know it. Everybody knows in their gut what's right and wrong for them. They're just afraid to do it. They don't want to take that step. When everyone else is telling you you're crazy, you're out of your mind, it'll never work. Because you remember one thing, you're guaranteed to miss 1,000% of the shots that you don't take. Absolutely. And, I've always said since I started, I started as a very young boy, in business, with paper routes, and, and then it just mushroomed, but, you can't hit the ball unless you swing the bat. You watched the Yankee game last night. Everybody watched the Yankee game. Yeah. You can't hit a home run. No one's going to hit a home run unless they swing the bat.
That's right. Yep. Yeah. Yogi Berra said I didn't see a pitch I didn't like.
Right. Absolutely.
You got it. What's happening next week? Next week at 7 o'clock, same time, you're going to have something exciting for everybody to pitch their ideas.
Oh, it's amazing. The show's just going to get better and better. It's absolutely amazing. We have a lot lined up. If you like Shark Tank, you're going to love this. Next week, the last half hour is going to be Power Pitch. Every last half hour of the show is going to be Power Pitch, where you can pitch your ideas. You can, I'll let you know what I think. If you're on the money, if you need to go back to the drawing board, sometimes you just need a sounding board. You need to talk to somebody about it, and you need to get the confidence level. Just like Maria just called in, she needs that confidence level. Somebody's got to believe in her. Somebody's got to give her the confidence level to take her idea to the next level. It's go big or go home.
Go big.
Yeah.
Go big.
Absolutely. And, listen, as I say, winners never quit and quitters never win. And you got to go for it. Never give up. Never give up on your dream. And, there's no way that you can win if you quit. So why throw in the towel? I would just keep going at it.
Where can they see all about you? Because that's what they need to know what you've accomplished to see what you can give back on this show.
It's all on my website. It's all, Tom Maoli, TOMMAOLI.net. It talks about my bio. It talks about my history and what I've accomplished and what I've done. And listen, I'm a serial entrepreneur. I'm still doing deals today. I'm still buying and selling real estate. I'm still building businesses.
You're still learning, right?
I'm still learning. You learn every day. Listen, you're a student. You're a student of what you do. And if you think that you know it all, then you clearly should hang it up. We all learn. You learn every day. Every day you find something new that you want to learn about, and that's how you grow.
Absolutely.
Yeah. It's fantastic. Listen, I'm looking forward to next week. I'm looking forward to people calling in on the Power Pitch. The Power Pitch is going to be amazing. People are going to be calling in with their ideas.
One idea to leave the listeners with about what your thoughts are about when, like, say you try something and you fall down and you fail. You fail. You know, how do you deal with that before we go?
You don't give up. Everybody fails.
And failing isn't falling as long as you get back up.
Absolutely. You got to get back up. Absolutely.